I'm banging black pride 24/7, 365. Not just for February. My fist tied my whole life. I'm black, 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 black. Black, black. You ain't digging for artifacts. And the fact that you found us while searching for your origin only left y'all lost and looking furious.
Yo, peace, and Black Power family. Welcome to African Liberation School, broadcasting live every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this illustrious platform. Get This Wisdom Live. It's your brother Knowledge One Alive in the building. Before we get started, we got to do a couple quick commercials on this joint real quick.
Talk to him, Dr. Clark.
He called for the unity and the redemption of the African world.
Salute them, Honorable Marcus
We
Garvey.
were not ready to listen then.
They might not have been ready then.
There's wonder whether we are ready
Ain't no doubt about it.
to listen
We ready, baby.
now.
Let's go. Yeah.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side. If the flag fly high, come on.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize the flag fly high. Hold it high, let it fly. Rep those colors forever, Garvey will never die. On my 90, the throne ready, let's take a ride. Cats won't fix, men don't, choose a side. This is the path for the warriors. Seldom travel yet and still vainglorious. Black power represents us. You either rolling with Africa or against us. Ha!
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side. If the flag fly high, come on.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize the flag fly high. The red is for the blood. I got the best stock, the rest got sludge. The black is for the gods, melanated and elevated, holding the main charge. The green is for the cradle, Africa everything first, the earth's navel. His Excellency put it together as a symbol of liberation. That's how we get the letters RBG.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side. If the flag fly high, come on.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize the flag fly high. Been blind minds since 99. People army them know the time. I'll the drab on my design. We roll ready. Hard line, ain't no games with that red flame. Triple stage of that black bang. Revolution in my veins. Till we free, I won't change. And you can count on that like an abacus. Celebrate the victories and the challenges. It's deeper than social media statuses. This lifestyle full of nation building practices. Yeah.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side. If the flag fly high, come on.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize the flag fly high. Represent that red, black, green. RBG, I'm about that red, black, green. That RBG, I'm about that red, that black, that green. RBG, I'm about that red, black, green. That RBG, baby. RBG, baby. Come on. Fly high, my flag fly high, my flag fly high. Shout out to all my RBGs worldwide.
I definitely wanted to take this opportunity to welcome to the platform. On our first episode, we had to start this off right. We got the chief priest of the Ningshu tribe. My brother Uncle Nu is in the building. This is the author of the textbook, Remember in OC, it got like 8,000 pages in the joint. You know what I'm saying? Instruction manual, step by step, for the serious African that's out here purporting to practice with this particular way of life. This is a lifestyle. I repeat, this is a lifestyle, and all lifestyles have instruction manuals that come with it. You know, a blessing from my ancestors. Get this, you know, divine offering that the brother put out. You know what I'm saying? Also, this book, The Key to Eden. You know, hopefully we get an opportunity to deal with those texts right there. You know what I mean? And if it ain't African, it's cultural genocide. Okay? If it ain't African, it's cultural genocide. Just want the family to see that. Bam, we're going to get started, man. Uncle Josh Neb, Hetep, Chief Priest.
All right. Uncle Josh Neb, Hetep, peace, life, prosperity, and wealth. You know, health. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Definitely, man. I appreciate you having me on here. Good brother Knowledge Bond. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, it's a blessing, brother. Happy to be here.
Yo, we just had some bombastic shows just take place. You know, momentarily ago on Black I Stand Radio with the brother Jay Dizzle, man. Jay Dizzle met a cat, you know, of that conglomerate that is Liberation Minded Media. Chief Priest Uncle Nu got busy on the joint. Make sure y'all go check out the archives. And on yesterday, we got Kool Kemp Radio. So it was like a primer, you know what I'm saying, for this particular conversation that we're going to have on today in regards to Kemet, you know. And we had a precursor with authentic Kemetic traditions and, you know, spirituality. And now we here to speak about the tour that's happening very shortly in a couple of days. So, Brother Uncle Nu, the floor is yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I say, you know, like you said, we just finished, you know, doing a presentation on Hininsu, authentic Kemetic spirituality on Black I Stand Radio. Definitely, you know, salute and shout out and much thanks and gratitude to, you know, the good brother Netter Kat, right? You know, Jay Dizzle at Black I Stand Radio for, you know, blessing us and allowing us to come on this, you know, this, you know, beautiful platform and share, you know, with his audience. And you know, like you said, man, you know, I'm happy to be here on Get This Wisdom Live and to talk about the Kool Kemp Kemet Tour 2017. You know, exploring the Kemetic tradition in its African context. You know, just in, you know, about 5 days time now. About 5 days from now. You know, we'll be actually taking off. We'll be leaving for Kemet, right? We'll be leaving for the Nile Valley, and you know, we're going to be there for about 2 weeks. You know, we'll be there until the 16th of August, and you know, we're going to start, you know, you know, from the top and take it all the way down into you know. And you know, this is an offering that we you know, give to our people annually as a, you know, divine sacred pilgrimage to our ancestral sacred land. So definitely, you know, I encourage the family to check us out, to learn about the, you know, the pilgrimage that we make, and you know, a lot of the things that, you know, Hininsu has to offer as a community as it pertains to African traditions, the Kemetic spiritual tradition, you know, the authentic practice of the Kemetic spiritual tradition. And, you know, I think you greatly appreciate our work. And you will find that our work is unlike any other work that's being done in terms of Kemet at this present point in time. It is a work that serves as a criterion for Kemetic spirituality and the Kemetic spiritual tradition, and is to you know, help to you know, correct a lot of the misconceptions and misnomers and things of that nature, just to our people are called to Kemet for a reason. We want to make sure that we're called to the correct, Kemet correctly. So that's what our work is about. And you'll find also that the Cool Kemet Tour is a Kemet tour unlike any other. It is not a tour where we compare and contrast between Kemet and Abrahamic traditions, or Kemet and Freemasonry, or and it's not a tour that you take as a spectator to see the pyramids and to see the temples and to just take pictures and point and look and not leave with a good understanding of this tradition as an African tradition, the civilization as an African civilization, understanding the cosmologies, understanding the rituals, the motifs, the understanding the offerings and the purpose for the offerings, and understanding the place that Kemet holds in the family of Africa, African culture, and African traditions. And understanding that lineage that runs throughout the African continent will demonstrate that lineage, will demonstrate that connection to other African civilizations, African peoples and languages and traditions and things of that nature. This is what this tour is about. We go in depth into into the Kemetic and Nile Valley tradition, so Kemet and Nubia. We sit at the feet of the elders in the Nubian village. And, we explored this culture and this tradition and the history and all of these things through a greater, the context of a greater African lens. Okay, so, definitely it is a unique tour, and I encourage you guys to learn more about it and even take it a step further, actually join us on this pilgrimage. Unless you got, some, vacation money saved up to, like immediately, like literally right now, holler at me like, yo, I need to come with y'all. Here's the funds, give me a ticket. Unless you got it like that, you can join us next year, 2018, because it's something, once again, that we do annually.
So I know you ramped up for the tour. I just had to take a few minutes to get into these books right here, for the family who may not know. Which book you want to get into first?
I say, let's start with Remembering Gosser. Remembering Gosser contains Avenging Gosser in it as the the first chapter of the book after the introduction. And we made the story Gosserian tradition available as a separate book. For those that may want to get the book for their children as a gift, or people that like to read stories, novels and things of that nature. It's something that I think that you definitely greatly appreciate the way it is written. So let's start with Remembering Gosser.
Damn, man, right here. Let's see how many pages in this junk, man. 658 pages in the junk. 600. And he wrote this book in 2 days. You know what I'm saying, family? It's an exhaustive. So, for most of the people who, y'all know them Strong's Concordance, this is the Kemetic Concordance right here. You see what I'm saying, for the family out there? Not for the topical African. For the African that wants to take an introspective look into what's going on. Let's see. Let me see if I can get a quotable real quick. If I look on page 3 of Remembering Gosser, the first 2 words I see on the page, African people. The first 2 words of the joint. Okay, so this ain't no multiculturalist, can't we all just get along, kumbaya joint, man, for the people out here. African people, due to the above realities of history and present, are torn from our roots, heritage, cultural and spiritual traditions, land and language, especially diasporic Africans, worldview, and African identity. So that's a quotable. That's on the first page, Chief. Right here. You see what I'm saying? let's get into that. Let's get into that right there.
Yo, how you say
African people.
Yo, and go to the very last sentence of the introduction, because it ties right into the very first words.
Due to the history of oppression, slavery, colonialism, and neo-colonialism, and cultural imperialism, people worldwide have been dismembered, and in many instances, in the most literal, gruesome sense of the word.
Well, I say the very last sentence of the so you gotta go right before you get into the story.
So right before we get to Osirian tradition?
Yes, sir.
Okay, lastly, this book is for African people only, non-Africans be warned. Oh, that was my other quote. You're in my notes, GG. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
This is what it is. Lastly, this book is for African people. I got to get my Hebrew on. They be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Lastly, people, non-Africans be warned. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get into the division. Actually, I wanted to know, man, how long did it take for you to write this book, dude?
I say I slaved and toiled and cried and all of that over that book for 4 years. I took trips, took a trip to Kemet, to actually get things that I could not get through the books, could not get through journals, even the French and the German, and how you say, weaving through all these different translators and all these things. I couldn't get it through the books. So I had to actually go and conduct the field research to go and see these texts on the actual walls to get the information that I needed to complete the book. And, so it took me 4 years. And, prior to actually starting the book, I had to actually take a couple of years to completely humble myself, completely break down what I had been dealing with, for the minute. Because, if you know my history, I say my lineage, I talk about my scholastic and scholarly lineage, and I talk about my upbringing in the first elevation as a priest, in the Ancient Kemetic Culture Institute, and I talk about being a member and a priest in the Osiris Set Society International, and a teacher in Osiris Set. And some of the things that I had been taught and stood on, and the actual approach to Kemet, more so from the Osiris Set perspective than the Kemetic Culture Institute. But that syncretic approach of dealing with Kemet, extra Africa, is something that I had to depart from. I had to put it down. I had to take the time to be willing to start from scratch. So, I say, to do the Benu thing, to consume myself in flames, and what I had been standing on it, consume it, burn it up, and rise again from the ashes. It took actually getting into it and learning the language to be able to read the text and to read the walls, and to do these things, to get the words of our ancestors. Okay, to get the actual words of our ancestors. And, after that, then it took me 4 years to write the book. Okay, so, that's how I say, that's some work, man. And you hear people, I've heard brothers and sisters refer to it as my magnum opus. Okay, you know what I mean? you know, I definitely can say that it is one of those books that, you know, I definitely have more books in me, you know, like tons of books that I just got just waiting right here. But I don't know if I'm going to write another book that big, you know, that I say with that much information in one, you know, information in one volume. So you know, it's definitely something that I consider as an offering, you know, an offering to the ancestors, as well as an offering from the ancestors to our people.
Who with me? Time to solidify. Most of us came from the streets, but still move dignified. I'm rocking red, black, and green all year. What's the Christmas time? It's a new era in these streets. Me and my niggas vibe. Unifying blacks, yeah, we carbonize. Never apologize. My ancestors' blood stain the soil that we colonize. Screaming black power, my people give me that awkward eye. Taught to hate ourselves, so when they see us, they feel lost inside. Let me welcome you to our greatness. History whitewashed us, introduced on that slave ship. Christoph Minas separated the races and put us at the bottom. No wonder they all racist, huh? Pay attention, it's more than just entertainment. True and nothing but the truth. You must hate yourself if you hate brick. Yeah, all I give you is information. Astro projections, I disappear. Can you see the light? I know I'm glowing. Feeling super godly, my essence omnipotent. It's unique, that self-empowerment. Step into my aura, Naga, I see everything. Third people, why you Horus? Can you see the light? I know I'm glowing. Feeling super godly, my essence omnipotent. It's unique, that self-empowerment. Step into my aura, Naga, I see everything. Third people, why you Horus? I hold it sacred and share with you vibrations of meditation. Can you feel it? I hope I'm attempting to wake a nation with the rhythm that I give you. The worst place with precision, formatted to gain attention as we enter in this new dimension. Trifecta, I think I perfected the mixture. What an enigma, ancient pyramid builders. I'm an architect, I must have felt a mention. Who brick is the foundation? Guess it's time to cement this. I go hard, yes, relentless. Feel the power in every sentence filled with vengeance. Exclamation points to let you know I'm meaning business. Period, I'm serious. I swear I'm tired like the crimson. Psychic prediction, I can see the future, and it starts with the children. Teach them that they royalty, give them something to build with. Some people throwing shade, but that's okay. Hey, I'm just gonna use it as my filter. Can you see the light? I know I'm glowing. Feeling super godly, my essence omnipotent. It's unique, that self-empowerment. Step into my aura, Naga, I see everything. Third people, why you Horus? Can you see the light? I know I'm glowing. Feeling super godly, my essence omnipotent. It's unique, that self-empowerment. Step into my aura, Naga, I see everything. Third people, why you Horus? Still emitting, known as mission, like flicking side beams. My vision trying to cut through the mist. Fog disc, feel my aura, I your Horus. Analyze my position, melanin activated for the ghetto. What you wish? Can you see the light? I know I'm glowing. Feeling super godly, my essence omnipotent. It's unique, that self-empowerment. Step into my aura, Naga, I see everything. Third people, why you Horus? Can you see the light? I know I'm glowing. Feeling super godly, my essence omnipotent. It's unique, that self-empowerment. Step into my aura, Naga.
Definitely. It's definitely that it's very comprehensive and, you know, a one of one. You know, I can't see this being replicated. You know, I can see like Dr. Amos Wilson's book, Blueprint for Black Powers. You know, it's a one of one. You know what I mean? Because after this, you don't need another one. It's not like you need an addendum unless you make the addendum. You see what I'm saying? So it still makes it a one-on-one. You know what I mean? It could be, remember, there revisited, but it's still, you know, that chain of narration is not broken. You see what I'm saying? To where someone would attempt to, you know, recreate it. You see what I'm saying? So definitely. I'm very grateful and honored for this offering because of, you know, the lack thereof of something as exhaustive and as comprehensive as this. You know, I read all of the the other books out there on Kemet, from our scholars. You see what I'm saying? And it gives a historical significance, but nothing delves deep and beyond the surface. You see what I'm saying? Like even in the description of rituals and ceremony. You see what I'm saying? This is an instruction guide every day. Every day of the week, everything. So the things that are differentiators from what purport to use as a culture. You see what I'm saying? We have a culture. So culture is has its roots within its language. You see what I'm saying? So then then there's a language. Then you have customs and courtesies that you deal with every single day. You see what I'm saying? So this said ability to keep things proper and to go through the arduous journey of compiling those traditions, which have been removed most places from our material view. Even you can go to the walls and not see, even though you have eyes to see. You see what I'm saying? You can't hear, even though you have ears to hear. You see what I'm saying? And a mind to understand. Because of this, dismemberment is the word that you use. You see what I'm saying? Because of this dismemberment and this, identity crisis that we face. You see what I'm saying? So I know, one of the biggest reconnectors is this pilgrimage and, taking it back in place. And, I understand that you have, still some fundraising to, ensure that everything is taken care of. But we can go into that before we go into the next two texts that you authored.
Okay. Yes, sir. So I say, you kind of broke up right at the tail end. You want to go into what now?
The fundraising efforts that you have, for in regards to the trip.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we do a GoFundMe, to raise funds in support of our annual pilgrimage to Kemet and Nubia. As I mentioned before, this tour, right? Every year we make the effort to make it better for our people. We've learned, new things about how to make the experience better. What to focus in on more, and we've actually decided to expand our stay in the Nubian village. This is one thing that we do differently that I don't think any other tour actually does, is we actually stay in the Nubian village amongst the Nubian people, studying with the elders. We stay there for a couple of days. Our very first time going, my very first time going, I just visited and, was able to make some key connections, and whatnot. Second time going, I was like, okay, we got to stay there. So we stayed one day, and it was, I say, the experience was so amazing. It was like, okay, we got to make this longer. So the next time we went, we had to stay there 2 days. This time we're going back and we decided to stay 3 days so that we can really soak up the knowledge and the wisdom of the elders there. Get deeper into the ancient traditions as it's still being practiced today by the Nubian people there, and to be able to experience that experience of living on the Nile and eating and breaking bread with our brothers and sisters there. So it's an experience unlike any other. When we go to these places, we actually deal with the tradition, we deal with the rituals, we deal with the cosmology. You want to understand that when we go, the way that we've organized the tour is in a way that's proper. Just as is understood in African traditions, that you begin with your ancestors. The opener of the way and the ancestors. So we begin our tours always on the west bank of the Nile, dealing with the ancestral temples. So we visit the ancestral, the Valley of the Kings, the Valley of the Queens, right? And we take you into these these shrines, these ancestral shrines and temples that have been dug and carved into the mountains. And we teach you, right? I show you the Amduat, okay, the Duat text as it's painted in great detail, on the walls of the tombs as you travel into these mountains, and as you travel deeper into this tomb, every step that you take, you are actually taking the same voyage of the ancestors, the same voyage as Ra, deeper into the spirit realm. And we explain these things as we go through these, through this place, right? We go to the the ancestral temple of Hatshepsut, right? We go to the temple of Seti the First in Abdu or Abydos, like the Osirian temple, which is the most important temple in understanding the Nile Valley tradition of ancestral veneration, right? And you can see the list of ancestors, like the list of names of the ancestors, and Seti the First teaching his young son Ramesses, okay, the correct way of venerating his ancestors and pouring libations, right? The shrines and the offerings and the sacrifices. And, it's not just to see these things, but to understand them and then to be able to implement them into our practice of the tradition. That's what this tour is about. And we start with the ancestors, and then we get into the Neteru. Then we go from Luxor all the way down into Abu Simbel, and then we finish up in Cairo. This is the way we do this, right? And you learn about the temple of Heteru, right, in Dendera, who Heteru is, as a force of nature and how she pertains to you, how to work with this force, what this force governs in life, governs in your life, governs in your body, and how you can work with this force for your success, for your happiness. We talk about these things, right? We talk about the rituals. We go through the temple of Amun-Ra and his family, the temple of Heru Behudet, the great Neter of war, right? The temple of Subek and Heru-Wa in Komombo, right? We go to the temple of Aset, the beautiful temple of, the great mother, Amaut Neter, divine mother Aset, in the island of Philae in Aswan, Nubia, okay? You learn about Aset, you learn the tradition, okay? And this is something that, like I said, it's very, very special that we offer to our people. And in order to continue offering it and to continue making it better, each time that we go, right, we want to, we need the support of our African family. This is an African tour. This is a tour that focuses in on African traditions. We show the lineage between the Nile Valley and the continent, the greater continent. So you're going to see the connections between Kemet and the Yoruba, Kemet and Dahomey, okay, Kemet and the Mande traditions, the Dogon, Kemet and the Akan, Kemet and the Zulu, Kemet and the Congo. We're going to show the commonalities in the cosmologies and the ritual motifs. We're going to demonstrate it in the language. And in doing these things, right, we're offering our people an experience and an understanding of Kemet that you're not going to get anywhere else from actual practitioners of the tradition. So, we're not just talking, but we're actually practicing the tradition, and we're going to show you how you can practice it for your ultimate success in spiritual elevation and enrichment today. So in order to continue to do this at an optimal level, we need the support of the African family. So right now we have a GoFundMe going, and we're raising $2,500. By the time of our departure, we leave in about 5 days, and so far we've raised about $955. And, with the support of our African people, of our Africans, our fellow African people, our brothers and sisters, as you read the very first words and last words in the introduction of my book, This is for African people only. Right? This is for African people only. I don't bring non-Africans to the Nile Valley. I don't care, if, opening it up to non-Africans would bring. No, this is for African people only. This tradition is for African people only. Right? I teach African people only. There are only Africans in Hininsu. So we need the support of our brothers and sisters, our fellow Africans, to keep this thing going at an optimal level. So, I encourage you to, if you can, make a contribution, make a donation to us, to the tour. And, you can do so at GoFundMe, GoFundMe.com/KoolKim2017. That's a GoFundMe, GoFundMe.com/KoolKim, KHUM 2017. And, any contribution that you're able to make will be greatly appreciated in helping us to continue to do this work.
Unc, you still got the screen up?
I can put the screen up.
Yeah, just hang up for the fam so they can see.
Yes, sir. Can you see it? This is our GoFundMe page.
Yeah, we got the page up, Jake.
Okay, good deal. And you can see the URL. That's www.gofundme.com/KoolKim2017. You can see, where we're at. So far we've raised $955 of our $2,500 goal. Okay, I want to say definitely, much thanks and appreciation to those Africans that have given to the tour to see it going. We have folk that came with us on the very first Kemet tour that are coming back because they enjoyed the experience so much. And we have people that have gone that intend to come back and bring their entire family with them this time. And it's it's an experience of a lifetime. That we offer. It's something that like I said, this is something that we, when we come back, we don't just go and have a personal that is solely personally enriching. But, every time that we come back, we bring back information. We bring back more information. We bring back documentation. We bring back, I went and I brought back a book, Remembering Gosser, 66 pages. It was 930 pages, but the printer they wouldn't print it, so I had to condense it to 666. Last year we went and we were able to deepen our connection and link with the elder and the elders in the Nubian village and got them to open up more in terms of the traditions and to share with us their practice and their juju. Okay, getting into the Nubian juju, and they're so generous and magnanimous that they even every time we've gone, they've performed divination for the group that we bring to them. Like they at no charge, they perform divination. They do readings for the group. They invite us, they feed us. They'll invite us to weddings and to parties, and they feed us and they treat us as family. They teach us. And they even gave us, taught us, like for instance, one of the things that this past time, they taught us about Bokor, Bokor, which is the word that they use for the Nubian root magic, okay, the herbal magic and the pharmacology, okay, you know, that root juju. They taught us about different herbs and their purposes, you know, their ritual purposes. You know, you burn this herb for this purpose. You make a oil or a bath out of this herb for this purpose. You know, you use this branch to you know, to clear the way and to open the way for you. You know what I mean? If there's someone that's bothering you, there's this stick, and this is how you use it to get them out of your life. You know, they broke it down for us. You know what I mean? Broke it down for us. So, like I said, this is an experience, once again, that's unique to the Cool Kemet tour. And every time that we go, we bring back, you know, we bring back information for the African family here. And, you know, our ultimate goal, one of our chief goals is to actually produce a DVD of the tour, and it'll be a compilation of every tour that we've done up until this point. You know, as well as this one that we're getting ready to go on. We want to produce a DVD to actually make the experience available, much of the experience available for the family to see. And then, you know, once you see it, you'll know for sure that, yo, this is something that you got to do. You have to actually make this pilgrimage.
See, I'm bombless over this joint, man. I need my bombs, chick. You know what I'm saying? That was a fantastic moment right there, and I ain't got the boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? I have to figure something out, man, for that. You know,
the one to tell.
Funk flex joints, man, or something. So you want to get into Avenging Osir or the Key to Eden? What you want to deal with?
Well, you know, one last word on Remembering Osir before we go over that, right? You know, the book pertains to the actual practice. You know, like the cosmologies are in there. The methodology for, you know, the actual methodology for erecting a kari or shrine is in there. The rituals, the offerings, the sacrifices, the taboos, they're in the book. You know, there's an actual textual precedent for everything that's presented in the book. This is nothing that I'm pulling out of my backside or making up or pulling from any other tradition outside of Kemet. You know, I do speak to certain parallels and, you know, the commonalities that you see in other African traditions such as Ifa and Voodoo and things of that nature, but you know, I'm not pulling from anywhere else. You know, I'm demonstrating this practice from the actual words, the actual texts of our ancestors, from firsthand experience in practice and travel to the Nile Valley. So, you know, this is something that, once again, that book right there, you have the opportunity to you know, to read that book, to purchase that book. You want to definitely do so. It is a gift that keeps on giving, you know, that I've been blessed by the ancestors for them to give to our people, you know, and to use me as a vessel in doing so. So with that said, Avenging Osir, that one there is once again, it's included as the first chapter after the introduction in Remembering Osir, and that is my offering of the Osirian tradition. Okay, the story of Osir, Oset, and Heru, okay, and their family, and you know, it's enmeshed, right? It's enmeshed with the actual tradition and the practice, you know. And what I've done is I've taken the actual story, the actual accounts from the texts and the classical accounts from other historians and things of that nature, and you know, I've put it together in a way to where, you know, it's fleshed out with the words of the ancestors, you know, like for instance, the initiation that Heru undertakes, you know, when studying with Tahuti, Okay, he and Anpu studying with Tahuti and being initiated by Tahuti, you'll find the words like that Tahuti is speaking in the story. These are the words of the great sages, our ancestors, the words of Ptahhotep, the words of Ani, the words of Kagemi. Like, it's a rendering of the Osirian tradition that is fleshed out to speak to the actual persona of the Neteru themselves, as well as to flesh it out in a way that the tradition can greatly be understood from reading that story itself. So that's my offering of that ancient classical African story in a way that is both enlightening and entertaining for African people.
Yeah, the program. Yeah, this is Lucrative Thoughts. What does your mind produce? How are you trying to help build the nation? Yeah, it's Brick. Yeah, it go a little something like this. Said all I got is food for thought for these young hungry minds. They asked me what's for dessert. I told them humble pie survival through the struggle time. Put this working for my people, now I'm on my overgrind. Man, said this humility is killing me. Humble gets no respect, I'm trying to harness all this energy. Feel like we infinitely in too deep. I'm trying to bring a balance to it all. Perfect symmetry. Tip the scales in our favor now, not later. Can you feel the chemistry? Ain't nothing sweet, no tongue in cheek. We here to have our voices heard in silence for the weak. We done tried that whole 180 degrees. Turned our back on the hatred, y'all just stuck the knives deep. Now look at me, I'm a product of confusion, trying to get a sense of me. Got me flipping through these books, trying to find my history. All this hatred building up, gotta take a second to breathe. Wusa, feel like the master Musa of the future. Self-worth at an all-time high. I am Malcolm Garvey Luther, subconsciously your favorite. I'm tapped into your medulla. I'm Brick the ruler, but I rarely wear my crown though. I am the foundation I've been building since the ground floor. These levels we exploring may seem foreign, just absorb it, soak it in. That's inside of you that's dormant, don't ignore it. Hit the reset button, we gon' start the system over. Started over, about to close, here we go. The elevator's going up, we on the rise. Wake the soldiers in the streets, open their eyes. You wanna be a man or a savage? Let you decide. Put this on your mind before you load up for that ride. Think about it, ain't nothing gangsta about a baby's homicide. You got a problem with somebody, then address it only right. But we don't have to kill each other, this is program genocide. Candles burning from both ends. Wake up, time to realize. Choose a side, how we gon' fight against the system when there's war amongst the people in the hood. Choppers flying through the deserts with the eagles, and those bullets got no names on them. Am I reaching you? It's time to make a change, homie. Trying to construct the silent structure, the conductor of this train rolling. Locomotive all aboard, we bout to pick up pace. Sold them straight black, like coffee, so it's way stronger. Preserve the essence, must protect it, let it stay longer. Manifest majestic, magnify our royalty. Connected, my flesh is like a sponge for the sun. Soaking up protection, I got my boots on the ground, running in every direction. Taking from Brooklyn to Oakland and back to my intersection. It's a long race for Flint, yeah, I'm on the move. And I'm going hard till I position and improve. It's Brick the foundation, no, you mustn't get the news. Winning is the only outcome, I ain't come to lose. So we shoot, these levels we exploring makes me foreign, just absorb it, soak it in. That's inside of you that's dormant, don't ignore it. Hit the reset button, we gon' start the system over. Started over, about to close, here we go. These levels we exploring makes me foreign, just absorb it, soak it in. That's inside of you that's dormant, don't ignore it. Hit the reset button, we gon' start the system over. Started over, about to close, here we go.
This isn't the Matrix. No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them. What are they? Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired to their system. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one.
All right. Now, what about the key to Eden?
Okay, so The Key to Eden, right? That was my very first book, my very first offering. You know, I wrote that, you know, I say, like, I actually started on that, you know, while I was, you know, a member of the Osiris Set Society. So the teachings in the book greatly reflect, you know, the teachings of the Osiris Set Society. But what it is, in essence, is I wrote a book that, you know, that was geared towards your average church-going Christian, okay, which is the majority of our people, you know, are Christian people, or Christians. So, you know, I wrote the book for them using the biblical text in a way to actually, you know, to convey the principles and the teachings that I had learned, you know, in dealing with the tradition that I was initiated in, and also a teacher of. I used the biblical text to convey those teachings to them in a language that they understand. And you know, it's appropriate in that you know, in the book, I utilized the Tree of Life, which is something that's taken from the biblical text, and, you know, the Hebraic and, you know, or Judeo-Christian, you know, tradition and whatnot. So it's an offering to our people in a language that they can understand. To actually, to be honest with you, it's like me throwing them. I say throwing a Molotov cocktail into the church, you know, to get them to run out of there. You know, to be honest, you know, but you know, is to get them to look at the biblical text critically, to look at some of those more interesting things, to convey to them, in a sense, a knowledge of self, a knowledge of their divinity, but in a language that they understand.
I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. I'm thinking. I'm saying. Yeah, so let your family know where they can get these offerings from.
Okay, I say all of my books, right? All of my books are available. You can get them directly from us at www.heneensu.com. That's www.heneensu, HENENSU.com. www.heneensu.com. You can get all of those books there. You can get them directly from us, cutting out the middleman, you know, Amazon and Barnes and Nobles and all of these other folk. You can get it directly from us at the website. And you know, I know for a fact that you know, for instance, you know, you greatly appreciate them. You know, you greatly appreciate them. I think that, you know, Avenging Gosser and The Key to Eden are usually, you know, books that people get as gifts. Avenging Gosser is perfect, you know, perfect for the youth and introducing them to the teachings of the Nile Valley, you know, Nile Valley culture and traditions. And you know, The Key to Eden is perfect for our family that's still in the church, that you want to enlighten and you know, let them know that they are the divine incarnate, right? The embodiment of the divine, right? You want to give them knowledge of self, but you don't want to, you know, scare them off or turn them off. The Key to Eden is a perfect book for them in that. And you know, if you want to know and understand and begin to actually practice in a very authentic way the Kemetic spiritual tradition, without the cut and the additives and the high fructose corn syrup and all of that, you know what I mean? Then Remembering Gosser is the perfect book to introduce you to that journey.
All right, so if we got any entrepreneurs that are out there, if we got any, you know, people with, you know, institutions or vendors or anything like that, do you offer, you know, wholesale, some kind of wholesale deal on the books?
Absolutely, absolutely. I say if you are a vendor, if you have, you know, if you own your own bookstore, you know, we do offer the books at wholesale. I usually offer them at wholesale, or you know, on what's called consignment to a certain extent. You know, we definitely want to make the book available to the African family, and you know, if you're an entrepreneur, you want to sell the book, that's something that you can do. You know, I'm willing to work with you. Everything that we do, you know, we you know, try to make an opportunity for our people to do it too. Okay, to reproduce resources, to reproduce skill set, to reproduce knowledge. We offer these things and everything, including the tours. So, you know, like even with the tours, you know, we offer incentive programs to where if you want to go on a tour and you bring somebody with you, you know, we put money in your pocket for each person that you bring. You know, you bring one person, let's say the tour is $3,000. You bring one person with you, you know, we give you $300, right? To go towards your trip or to go in your pocket. You ain't even got to go on a tour, but if you get somebody to sign up and they say that you referred them, we'll still give you $300 for doing so. You know, or 10% of the, you know, 10% of whatever the registration, you know, fee is. You know, and if you take the trip 3 times, I'll actually invite you to, you know, to join in and to learn, you know, the tradition, and you know, you'll be able to, you know, actually study with me, study with Aninsu, and we'll make it to where you are actually able to lead tours yourself, and to, you know, to actually earn money in doing this thing for a living yourself, you know, working with us, working with Ku Kim Tour. So you know, like I said, this is something that, you know, if you know anything about Ankh Benu, okay, and anything about Aninsu, you know that you know, we are about enriching the African family, empowering African people, liberating African people. We are a Pan-African nationalist community, Pan-African nationalist family, and, you know, Nile Valley culture is the vehicle that we utilize, you know, in those efforts. And you know, this is about Pan-African empowerment. So, you know, every opportunity that we get to do so, you know, spiritually, politically, economically, holistically, you know, to empower African people, we you know, we look for those opportunities to do so.
So y'all got the marching orders, family. If y'all out there and you got, you know, something going on, this is an excellent opportunity for you to do a couple of things, you know, to, you know, get the word out via these literary works, something that you can stand by and stand on, and also this opportunity to broaden your horizons in regards to, you know, creating a call to action back to our culture. You see what I'm saying? If we bring the family, if we get 100 people together, 100 people that are outside of the realm of the places and spaces which we currently occupy, you know, along with some people within our family, we just got to put them in the hands of the Benu clan, and they're going to take care of it. You see what I'm saying? So you get the opportunity to you know, reap the benefits or reap from the harvest holistically. You see, it's a commercial opportunity, it's a spiritual opportunity, it's a physical opportunity, it's a financial opportunity, all together in one. So, you know, this, you know, community effort and this community call to action that gets put together, you know, we're ramping up the campaign. We already talking about next year's tour. You know, even though this tour is leaving in a couple of days, we have to start forecasting and broadcasting into the future and make it manifest in a manner in which we see fit. So we're doing these things by our design. So, you know, for the family that's listening, don't say, hey, you know, don't just stuff out of the equation and say, man, I can't go, you know, it's leaving in a couple of days. Say, what can I do to secure my spot and my space, you know, next year? I know that the family has, you know, a payment plan you can pay, you know, in advance and work your way up. But then meanwhile, while you're paying, you could think of 2 or 3 people that may want to go. You see what I'm saying? Make it a group thing, so you're not in a situation where you're like, oh, I don't know these people. Bring some people. Bring some people. You know, if each person brought 2 people, or, you know, in this case, if one person brought 10 people, their trip would be free. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's you know, really create a real big buzz, you know, surrounding this tour, and it's an opportunity for you to go home. It's an opportunity for you to go home. You know, there are other things that are involved in the works. You know, again, it's not, you know, from a topical significance or a topical standpoint. You know, these skills that you garner, this information, this historical and ancestral lineage that you reconnect, aid you in your everyday life. This is a practical brother. This is a brother who lives this particular lifestyle every single day. You see what I'm saying? So who better to learn from than somebody who's living this every day? You know, let's not Sunday this. You see what I'm saying? Let's take this opportunity to be, you know, living our life. Let's not Sunday it. Let's not Friday it. You see what I'm saying? And what I mean with that, you know, taking one day out of the week and say, hey, you know, we commission. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. You know, it doesn't work like that. So, you know, this is an opportunity to truly get into a lifestyle. If you listening and you're looking at your children, this is a way of life for your children and your children's children's children. So you could be the first people in your family to sow those seeds that create a new generational type of significance that is really practical, and it really won't have your family in a space to where they have to find themselves. They already have themselves. You see what I'm saying? So just thinking about that and say, okay, just like all of these other things were introduced into our family and they give us no benefit, but they do us a lot of harm, let's introduce something into the thought stream of our family, reconnecting them with their ancestral lineage, and begin to live our life. Right now, we're dying our life. You understand what I'm saying? So let's begin to live our life with this, you know, particular significance, and really start with this journey within. Like going home begins with this journey within, you know. So you can go there and, you know, rediscover some things or uncover some things that were hidden from your material view, and, you know, bring them back to your family. And then, you know, the next year, boom, take your family to see what's going on, and then you could be able to share in it. And then your family will be looking at you like, man, I didn't know this is what, you know, these books you was reading, oh, this is what this means. It begins to tie in a significance and create an experience that is worthwhile, and an experience that is enlightening, and an experience that, you know, is life altering. You see what I'm saying? We had enough life altering experiences here, you know, under this dominant, oppressive, devilish system. Now it's time to create new memories. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I love the title of the book, Remember No Seer, because you can always look back. You can always remember. You know, if you got another day, you can always remember. You see what I'm saying? So even if you get off track, if you falter, or if you backslide, or whatever the case may be, you can remember and get back on track. You know, this is what our ancestors is calling us to do, causing us and calling us to remember in order to move forward. That's that Sankofa effect that we speak of. You see what I'm saying? And we got a foremost authority to be able to give us this information, and in the plainest way possible, but in the most comprehensive manner. You see what I'm saying? So make sure that y'all get a hold of my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, support, you know, chief in his work. You see what I'm saying, and get a opportunity to learn. You see what I'm saying. So wanted to segue into one more subject before we wrap it up. This thing we've been dealing with in regards to authenticity. How important is authenticity in the African ancestral way of life, and what are some of the things to look for in regards to ensuring that the path that you take is authentic?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I say, how important is authenticity? You hear some people, because one of the things that I want everybody to be clear. It's not a religion, right? There's no such thing as the Kemet being a religion, and I hear people using Kemet, in a way where they speak to it as though it's a religion, and they talk about it in the same breath as Hebrew and Christianity and Islam and the Kemets and the Muslims and things. It's not to be understood that way. Nile Valley culture. This is a culture. This is a tradition. Okay, and there is no term in the language for the actual spiritual practices. There's even the term that we translate as ritual, iri iket. Okay, iri iket. This is a term that simply means the things that are done. Like, this is what we do. Like, this is what you do. This is how you do it. Right? Iri iket, the things that are done. That's the term for quote unquote ritual. But a lot of scholars, a lot of teachers, if they would sum up the spiritual tradition or the culture of Kemet in one word, one of the main words that they like to use is ma'at. Okay, and ma'at is a term that means truth. It's usually translated as truth or law, okay, or that which is correct, right? Ma'a meaning that which is correct, and also that which is real. Okay, that which is real. And it is definitely a homophone, maybe even related or have its root in another word meaning mara. Okay, mara meaning eye or to see. Okay, and having a connection there between that which is true, that which is real, and that which is able to be verified, which is why ma'at is also associated with the scales, which deals with something that can be calculated, weighed, and measured. So it's understanding that understanding all of those things, authenticity, or that which is true, that which is real, that which is correct, that which we can actually verify through our observation and experience is extremely important in Nile Valley culture, in Kemetic culture, and in African culture and African epistemology in general. Period. The first step in knowledge in African traditions, in African culture, in African worldview begins with experience. Okay, begins with observation, and without it, you don't have anything. So in saying that, when someone is presenting something and they're saying that it is Kemetic, they should be able to demonstrate, okay, in a way that we are able to actually verify that what it is that they're saying is true. And the highest spiritual aspiration in the tradition is to be declared one ma'akwaru, which means true of voice, right? Someone who spoke truth, someone whose word is bond, someone whose words match their deeds. Okay, this is the highest aspiration. Okay, one of the highest aspirations is to actually be declared ma'akwaru, true of voice. So to speak the truth and to be able to demonstrate that what it is that you're saying is actually what it is. Is very important in the culture and the tradition. So if someone is saying that they're practicing, Kemetic spirituality or Kemetic culture, or they're saying that something that they're presenting or teaching is Kemetic, they should be able to demonstrate it within the actual, corpus, the actual literature and traditions of our ancestors. Your rituals should look like the rituals of our ancestors. Your invocations should be the invocations that our ancestors used. Okay, and any innovation that you actually engage in should have a sound basis in the actual corpus of our ancestors. When you are invoking the Neteru, you should be invoking them utilizing the Medunatel language. You should not be utilizing Sanskrit or Hebrew or Vedic mantras or anything like that. If you're talking to me about Kemet, right? You're presenting Kemet to me, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is Kundalini and chakras and third eye and tree of life and Kabbalah and Kether and Chokma and Bina and Chesed and all of this. If this is what's coming from you, or someone that is presenting themselves as Kemetic, they're talking to you about yoga and they're talking to you about Reiki. And mind you, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with any of these things, but if you're saying that it's Kemetic, you should be able to demonstrate through our ancestors, demonstrate that our ancestors in Kemet actually did these things. Show them to me, right? If you could show me even an equivalent, okay, in the text, on the walls, not no lookalike stuff where, you just copy and poses, you see certain postures and you want to say this yoga. We're not talking about that. A lot of the times these people, they don't know the Medunatel language. They can't read the language. They do not read the actual text and literature of the ancestors. They don't read the Pertim Hira. They don't read the so-called pyramid text or the so-called coffin text, the Amduat, the quote-unquote Book of Gates, Book of Nut, Book of Aker, let alone actually travel to the Nile Valley to see these things and verify these things for themselves. So this is something that I say is very important. And then once again, when we start talking about Nile Valley culture and spiritual traditions, they within the Kemetic or the Nile Valley, because this is a tradition that is shared throughout the Nile Valley, including Kemet and Nubia. Okay, this culture is founded upon certain pillars that you find universally in African traditions, and certain things that you find in Kemet, you'll find also in Ifa, you'll find them also in the Dogon tradition, you find them also in the Mande tradition, you find them in the Akan tradition, in Voodoo, you'll find it in the Zulu tradition, in the Bantu traditions, you'll find them throughout the continent. You find the recognition of one divine being, and that this one divine being manifests and expresses itself through the multiplicity of beings and multiplicity of forms that it brings into being from and as itself. So in creation are one in African traditions, in that the creator goes through a divine evolutionary and creative process coming forth as creation, right? And that neter, right? That nature, that the divine is the very essence and fabric of existence. It is existence itself. It is the essence and fabric of your very being, right? This is something that you find throughout African traditions. And that this one divine being works and operates through this multiplicity of natural forces, all being aspects of itself, right? And that you engage, that you become acquainted with, that you engage and you learn about and commune with this divine being through these various forces called Neteru, called Orisha in other traditions, called Loa, called Voodoo, called Nomo. Okay, these forces, right? You're able to actually engage with, you're able to communicate with, you're able to learn from, you're able to harness them and direct them to accomplish certain things in your life through ritual, through divination, right? Oracles, ritual possession. Yes, there are oracles and are oracles in the Nile Valley tradition. There's divination in the Nile Valley spiritual practice. There's actual ritual possession where you can possess the Ka of your ancestors, possess the Ka of the Neteru, right? And have that force enlighten you from within you and have that force communicate to your community, to your family. This is a part of the Nile Valley culture and tradition. Right? There's rituals, there's shrines, there's offerings, there's sacrifices, food offerings, right? Votive or offerings that are symbolic cosmologically. And then there's actual sacrifice of animals to the Neteru. Just as you find to the Orisha, sacrifice of animals to the Voodoo, to the Loa, etc. so on, the Abo song. Okay? This is something, okay, once again, that you find throughout the entire, the family of ATRs. Okay, the understanding that the ancestors and the Neteru, they're not symbols, they're not principles, right? These are actual intrinsic forces of nature. Okay, these are realities, forces, right, that are in operation and move behind every single thing that happens in our lives. And by working with these forces and making sure that these forces are in a state of agreement, order, and harmony, we in turn create order and harmony in our external lives. You see? And it's through offerings and sacrifice and through cultivating, through iri ma'at, doing ma'at, okay? Or what they would say in Ifa, iwe pele, through cultivating good character. Doing that which is correct, living truth. You see, we're able to be successful in our lives and actualize our own innate neter, our own innate divine potential, activate the force of nature, the neter within ourselves, to synchronize and harmonize and establish ma'at in our lives and to liberate us internally and externally. This is Kemetic spirituality. Those are the pillars. And, it's, how you say, each one of these traditions has these pillars within it, in its own cosmologies, its own language, its own texts, its own traditions. Okay? And if they're not able to bring those pillars in that way, then you're not dealing with the tradition in its integrity. And as long as you're dealing with it in that way, what it is that you're presenting is not authentic, and what it is that you're presenting, pretty much leaves you beholden to. Someone else can always say that you got this from them, right? The Chinese can say, "Oh, you got this from us in our Taoism. You got this from us in our Buddhism. You got this from us in our Tantra, in our Hinduism. You got this from us in our Kabbalah, in our Tree of Life, and you got this from us, right? Oh, this is Masonry." Right? Oh, this is Hermeticism. You got this from, as long as you're dealing with it from the outside, in extra Africa, extra Kemet, you're not dealing with it authentically. Okay? And I say, your enemy can see that loose string and tug at it until your whole skirt pretty much unravels. Your lapa falls off. You know what I mean? So integrity is very important because there's power in maintaining the integrity of the tradition. You know, it empowers you. It further strengthens your connection with your ancestors. And then, you know, there's a proverb, you know, in the wisdom text of the ancestor, the great Reki Iket, or knower of things, Ani, where he says that the Ba goes to the place it knows, and it doesn't stray far from yesterday's way or yesterday's path. Okay, you know, the Ba, right? That what people call the quote unquote soul, right? That aspect of our being that goes on and continues to live once the physical body diminishes or passes away. That part of us that wahem unk or repeats life, right? That comes back through our ancestral line, through our seed, through our children. Okay, that Ba, it said that it goes to the place it knows, and it doesn't stray far from yesterday's road. So, you know, the maintaining of the culture and the integrity of the tradition, it allows the ancestors to recognize their people and to reinforce with the wisdom and power that they've accumulated trans-incarnationally. Okay, to further evolve that bloodline, further evolve that tradition, to refine that tradition. And, you know, it's an important thing. Extremely important, right? You know, they also say that the Ba goes to the place it knows, and it hurries to those who offer it water. You see, hurries to those who offer it water. So when that Ba comes to this familiar place, and you call that ancestor by their rin, by their name, and you offer water to it, you invoke that ancestor to come and intervene on your behalf and to intercede in your affairs, right? So it's very important. I know that was a long, elaborate answer, but you know, you didn't ask no Rudy Poo question.
Black Toaster, yeah. Switch gears on them, veered on them. Look, took another route, now the coast clear on them. They want that old brick, but I'm still involved interplanetary, meditating with the Martians. On another plane, I beg my pardon. My bars is nowhere in lethargic. Regardless, you gotta keep up. Nothing but self-empowerment coming up out your speakers before the show gets started. Brick the foundation, better known as the artist. Revolutionary mind, cinematic, triple darkness. We the bosses, watching for the pale horses. Got the fortress, sending reinforcements. Realignment specialists, readjusting the coordinates. Put us back on the right track, got us off of our courses. Adrenaline rushing, brain releases endorphins. Defying gravity, negative G-forces. We going up, this is elevation. Frequencies change, translate the vibration. They say I drop bombs, detonation. Supernova, I'm a walking constellation. I'm going up, this is elevation. Frequencies change, translate the vibration. They say I drop bombs, detonation. Supernova, I'm a walking constellation. I'm no astrologist, I be in the cosmos. Favorite rapper praying to me, cause I got the God flow. I hit the gas and blow the smoke up off my nostrils. Colossal, metaphysical, fuel by these fossils. My pineal gland expands like rubber bands. I absorb energy, give it back to the fans. The youth need positive influences, and they tell me they look up to me and feeling like the man. Geological weapons is biological. Mass destruction, lyrics is philosophical. I absorb knowledge through my opticals. Molecules floating through the air, ice particles. Chill, I'm cool as ice when I hold this mic. These verses, I write them like they articles. Slow as retarded though. I be on that Molly smoke. Shotgun, calling audible. Put my audio into this program's party. We going up, this is elevation. Frequencies change, translate the vibration. They say I drop bombs, detonation. Supernova, I'm a walking constellation. I'm going up, this is elevation. Frequencies change, translate the vibration. They say I drop bombs, detonation. Supernova, I'm a walking constellation. My alkaline levels on the rise, check my battery. Fully charged up, so I'm calling in the cavalry. Sean Tzu, words out and battling. Moving tactical, shine bright at night, luminescent attitude. Groundbreaking revelations, make the gravel move. Excavating for your melanated greatness, understand the magnitude. Meet me at the interlude, you confused. I can clear it all up, I'm the bomb like the fuse. Tick tock goes the wristwatch, boom. 3, 2, we have liftoff. Zoom, rocket thrusters, I vacate Vacation on the moon, drunk bars, visiting Mars, bumping these Neptunes. Out of orbit, black hole in my black soul. Classic tracks found, buried time capsule. Your download has been canceled. RBG colors flying from a flagpole. Whoa, we going up. This is elevation. Frequencies change, translate the vibration. They say I drop bombs, detonate. Supernova, I'm a walking constellation. I'm going up. This is elevation. Frequencies change, translate the vibration. They say I drop bombs, detonate. Supernova, I'm a walking constellation.
Nah, that was on time, man. That was it, man. I even think you left some stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I think you were just trying to be kind. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be kind. It was, you know, it's beautiful to be able to use that level of logic to display and, you know, and illustrate for the family how important authenticity is. You see, because authenticity and integrity have a link that go with one another. So, you know, you can't have one truly without the other. You know, even in academia, what they call this speculative look at life, they have a grading system. And within the confines of that grading system, if you submit literary works, they ask you to maintain academic integrity. So that even the thieves, you see what I'm saying? They say there's no honor among thieves, but they have an honor system among these thieves that they say, you know, if you submit something that contains someone else's work, make sure you cite it to give them credit. But they don't cite what they stole and who they stole. You understand what I'm saying? They don't give credence or credit to what they stole, where they stole it from. But then when you come into the realm of academia, they tell you, the thieves tell you to cite your sources and to present your reference or who you're making reference to. You see what I'm saying? So even the thieves have an honor system. So, you know, it's an integral part among us to remain as authentic as possible, because there are thieves that are out there. You understand what I'm saying? They are bloodsuckers of the poor. You see what I'm saying? That seek that walk to and fro up and down the inner earth, seeking whom they shall devour. You understand what I'm saying? So if we are not wise to this deception, we are not wise to the whisperings, then we will fall victim to them. You know what I mean? And especially in a place of zeal, because this is a place of zeal that exists among our people. Our people are seeking and wanting to know who they are and where they came from. You know, so if there aren't any Nasuts, if there aren't any, you know, Unc News out there, you know, they're gonna run into those others among us who are not yet qualified to address our people, and then that's what they're going to have, you know, as the stars to bring the messages out to the people. So they become the star lights that you see in the sky that shine dimmer than those bright stars. You see what I'm saying? Because of that lack of proper information. You see what I'm saying? So, yes, you know, that becomes something that leaves a bad taste in the mouth of a lot of the people. So I'm glad that we have someone that can reform this information and give it to us in its proper text, so we can be able to be great ambassadors of this inheritance that our ancestors left for us. So before we wrap it up, I would like for you to go back to the tour one more time, the GoFundMe one more time, everything that you have going on, and some of the things that you have coming up for the family.
Okay. Like I say, definitely, I want to say once again, do why, thank you, much, adorations and praise to you, good brother Knowledge Born, Get This Wisdom live platform, Liberated Minds Media, and also Do the Knowledge Radio for extending the invitation and the opportunity for us to come in and present our work to the African family. I definitely want to let the family know, Hininsu, is something that you guys want to check out. You want to check us out, check out our work. You can find information about our work, my books, the projects that we got going on, at www.hininsu.com. That's HENENSU.com, www.hininsu.com. And you can get more information there. You can get at me on all the social media platforms. Don't matter, just very accessible and approachable. Like I say, I ain't one of these snobs, prima donnas and whatnot. But some of the things that we got going on, this upcoming week, literally 5 days from now, we'll be actually leaving to go on our annual pilgrimage to the Nile Valley, the Ku Kim Kemet Tour 2017, exploring the Kemetic tradition in its African context. Every single time that we go, we're going to be exploring the Kemetic tradition in its African context. Ain't no other damn context, but we got to say it just to make it clear, because there's so much pseudo-ship and foolishness and misinformation being passed around as Kemetic, and it's not. So we gotta make it clear, okay? And there is a campaign, there is a concerted effort right now as we speak of them in the 21st century trying to de-Africanize Kemet again, trying to steal the legacy again, spreading misinformation because they know that most of our people ain't going to take the time to actually read an entire article or to read an entire genetic study, etc., so on. So they'll come with this BS sensational headline about Kemets being, the Kemetic people being related to the Turks and all this other bull, and it's just crazy. So this work is extremely important. So every year we take the family back and we teach the tradition in a very authentic way. The cosmology, the rituals, we go through the temples, we break down the walls for you. We, and we start in, Cairo and take it all the way down to Abu Simbel, Nubia. And the eventual plan is to take it even deeper into the Sudan, get down into Khartoum and places like that, deep into the Sudan, because there's even more. There's even more, okay, when we get down there. And, this is something, once again, that we do. And we're leaving in 5 days. And, we're going to be there for about 2 weeks' time. And, we visit all of the major, the major temples, temples of Seti I and Abydos, Temple of Heru and Dera, Temple of Heru Behudet and Edfu, Temple of, Amun-Ra and his family at Karnak and Luxor. Visit Hatshepsut's temple, Valley of the Kings. We visit the temple of Heruwa in Subek in Komombo or Nubiat. We visit the temple of Arset, the island of Philae in Aswan. We visit the temple of Ra Herukuti and Het Heru in Abu Simbel. Okay, and these throughout the entire time you are getting the tradition in an authentic way. You're understanding the rituals, the purpose, and how to utilize these things, how to recognize these forces and how to utilize them, how to work with these forces in your life today. Okay, not just a history lesson, right? The history is going to be there, but how to use these things, how to practice these things today. Okay, I'm a diviner. I provide these services for the family while we're there. And then we stay in the Nubian village with the Nubian people and learn from the Nubian elders. We're going to be in the Nubian village 3 nights learning from the elders. Okay, so you get the chance to swim in the Nile and to take in that organic African village experience. You know, it's the experience of a lifetime, and it's one that we're constantly looking to optimize and to make it better and better every time that we go. So, you know, in order to do that, we definitely need the continued support of our African brothers and sisters. And in saying that, we are currently raising funds in support of the tour. We're looking to raise $2,500, by the point of our departure. So in 5 days, we're looking to meet our goal. And so far we've raised about $955. And I want to say once again, thank you, Dua, to all of the Africans that have donated, all of the Africans that have given, in recognizing the importance of this this pilgrimage that we make. This is a Pan-African pilgrimage. One thing I want to share, in understanding, Henin Su is a Pan-African nationalist community, a nationalist, Pan-African nationalist family, and Nile Valley culture, Nile Valley tradition is our vehicle in doing so, in striving towards our national aspirations in Pan-African liberation. And, the symbol for Neter, if I want to write Neter, which is the term that's generally translated as divine, or what some people might translate as God, okay, right, where they get the term nature from, Neter, right? This term is written in the language by drawing a flag that represents the standard or the banner of a nation or a clan or a family, right? And, this is to say, I want to make this clear, right, that let's say African spirituality and Pan-African nationalism or African nationalism, right, are intrinsic to one another. When we went to the Nubian village last year, the elder, he drew a lotus on a piece of paper, and on each, this lotus had 5 petals, and on each of the petals he wrote in the ancient Nubian script one of the names of the 5 primary Nubian groups. And he wrote a phrase at the top of the page in the Nubian language, Tahwarti, right? Tahwarti. And he said, all together, my God. All together, it's my God. Showing that there's a relationship between the unity of us as African people and the divine itself. All of us together, it's Neter, the nation, the flag, right? So if it ain't coming like that, I don't know how it's coming, but that's how we bringing it. That's how we bringing it in a very authentic way, and showing how our people, the Nubians there, are still, engaging and holding on to these traditions and in integrity today, right? So we want to continue to be able to bring our people then to give them this life-changing, life-enriching, empowering, liberating experience every year, and make it better every year. And to do that, we need your support. So please, when you get a chance, you can, make a contribution, donate, share our GoFundMe campaign. I'm going to put it on the screen for the family to see. Right now, you can make a contribution, a donation at www.gofundme.com/KoolKim2017. You can see right now we're at $955 of our $2,500 goal for the Kool Kim Kemet Tour, August the 3rd through the 16th, 2017, exploring the Kemetic tradition in its African context. Okay, and this is a tour of our ancestral sacred sites and land, and an exploration of the Kemetic spiritual tradition. Okay, and it's led by myself, Chief Priest of Henin Su, Uncle Nu, Kool Kim radio host and author of Remembering Wosir. see the picture here of me and my lovely wife, Warit Rekiat Benu. And you can see, so you can actually see, this particular house, right? This house in the flyer, okay, is actually the house that we stay in the Nubian village. This is the way that the craftsmanship, the art, the artisanship, right? The artistry and the creativity that our people still build with and construct with to this very day. This is the guest house that we stay in, during our stay in the in the Nubian village. Unity Ka. It's the name of this Nubian guest house, and it means house of the moon. Hunati, right? Hunati is a word that even goes back to the Medunater. This is an ancient Nubian word. It goes back to the Medunater language, meaning time, okay, or the hour. And it's also another word that can be associated with the moon, because the moon is what our ancestors used to actually keep time and to base their spiritual calendar off of. So this is like I said, it's an experience of a lifetime, and this is something that we're going to give annually. We encourage you to join us next time, next year, 2018. If you got sitting around, you got it ready to go right now, like, yo, I'm ready to go right now and I can get your ticket tonight, holler at me ASAP, right, for that information. But for everybody else, 2018, let's make 2018 your year. And if you bring other people with you, you can get your trip cheaper, and we even put some money in your pocket for doing so. So and we got other things that we're going to be offering. We're working on some festivals that we're actually planning here in the States, here in New Orleans. If you want information on the Henin Su retreat, which will be like November 30th through December 6th. You want information on the Henin Su retreat, definitely you can reach out to get more information on that, information on our classes. And pretty soon we're going to be offering tours to other places on the continent as well. So working on the tour to Ghana and all of those things as well. All of them dealing with that Pan-African spiritual connection, and also repatriation and things of that nature as well. So definitely stay tuned, family. Keep up with us.
And y'all can check them out every fourth Friday of the month on Do the Knowledge Radio, Cool Kim Radio. You know what I'm saying? Putting on that clinic every fourth Friday of the month, man. Y'all just missed the bombastic presentation about the pillars. Y'all can go back and review those archives, make those archives available for the family, you know what I mean, to be able to, see that great work. And also, we did a couple of years on Talk Shoot. So, to orient your mind and prepare your imagination for, these particular experiences and these interfaces, you got to do the knowledge. So, you can check us out on Do Knowledge Radio. I wanted to give a blastastic Black Power salute to the legend that is the true and living Earth Shakti Everlasting Peace Earth, for this opportunity to have African Liberation School here on Get This Wisdom Live. For the family that's listening, make sure you go subscribe, www.getthiswisdommagazine.com. Get your subscription. Subscribe to this YouTube channel right here, Get This Wisdom Live. I'll be on every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We get a chance on next weekend to have opportunity to sit down with the editor-in-chief of Get This Wisdom Magazine, Shakti Everlasting Peace Earth. We're going to go through some things and, make some things happen, so y'all get a chance to, hear from the lady behind the curtain, so to speak, in regards to Get This Wisdom Live and Get This Wisdom magazine. So that's definitely going to be something that's going to be an eye opener, for the family. I want to give a shout out to my tribe, Hininsu, hashtag I am Hininsu, to the Yabat that's out there listening. Love and honor to you, Dwight and Ted, for tuning in. To my brother, to my comrade, to my right hand, Jay Dizzle, Nelly Cat of Black I Stand Radio. Make sure y'all subscribe to that show. That's my brother, man. We've been through all kind of stuff together, held me down. Make sure y'all check my brother out, Black I Stand Radio. Salute to my brother, Edie Ref, National Minister of Public Relations, the Black Riders Liberation Party. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow to that international monthly recruiting drive that we do the last Sunday of the month on Do the Knowledge Radio for the Black Riders Liberation Party. If you're unsure what that is, make sure you call in 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and hear, from the illustrious team, the Panther Formation, 21st Century Panther Party, Black Riders Liberation Party, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So salute to the family, salute to everybody who tuned in, everybody who told a friend to tell a friend. Make sure that before y'all get off, y'all drop a little something in the joint, man, for this Ku Kim tour. You see what I'm saying? And help the family out and help spread the word. You know what I mean? This is something we're going to be doing every week, African Liberation School for the family. We're just going to continue to grow. So if you're listening and you're looking to be a guest on African Liberation School or on Do the Knowledge Radio or on our YouTube channel, Do the Knowledge Radio, hit me with an email, doknowledgeradio@gmail.com. So, Uncle, new final thoughts, man. You got final thoughts before we roll out?
Okay. Like I said, I definitely want to thank you once again, Brother Bond, for the opportunity, and definitely salute to all the work that you do, the work with Get This Wisdom Live, Liberation Minded Media, and Black I Stand Radio, Do the Knowledge Radio. Salute and definitely love and honor to Hininsu. Y'all, I encourage the African family out there to learn about Hininsu, and especially those of you that are interested in the Nile Valley culture and spiritual tradition. I guarantee you that in learning about Hininsu and the way that we practice this tradition, authenticity and integrity, you're going to appreciate it in a way, and you're going to find it very empowering and life enriching. So, that being said, once again, want to thank everyone for for tuning in. Thanks for the opportunity, and get a chance, help us out with that, with that GoFundMe for our pilgrimage, and join us next time.
Word. Yeah, man. So salute to our family, man. I am Hininsu, man. Hininsu tribe, man. Authentic. Okay.
Right.
So we're gonna ride out with a little bit of this Brick the Foundation, man. Salute to the family that was listening. I know y'all up late, but y'all ain't doing nothing anyway. You know what I'm saying? Might as well get your African Liberation School on. The place where African liberation is born, okay? You know what I'm saying? African Liberation School. Had my Chief Priest on, Uncle New. I know how we do, you know what I'm saying? So we keeping it Garvey style. Salute to the Garvey clan, to the Garvey family, and we doing it like that. Brick the Foundation. Make sure y'all get that dual disc, www.itsmebrick.com. That's itsmebrick.com. And if y'all missed it, that album, y'all can check out this Wednesday Get This Wisdom Live is doing an album release party for Brick the Foundation. So make sure y'all check the joint out this Wednesday. This Wednesday, family. You understand what I'm saying? So we out.
We don't waste our time on 125th Street, but you can reach more people in the street who want to change than you can in the bourgeoisie society, the bourgeoisie church, and the bourgeoisie circles. Our program is directed toward the man in the street. So we spend our time in the street, and what we do with that man, instead of trying to change the white man in your mind and make you accept us, we change the mind of the black man and make him accept himself. And as soon as he accepts himself, he'll solve his own problem. He won't be trying to force himself into your factory and into your bedroom and into your kitchen.